We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
I did. Oh, wow. Right on the tip. Just on the tip.
And Blabs. Co-hosted by our friends from around the internet.
There is a portion of Norway where it is legally required to carry a firearm at all times.
If you're just a normal man looking for common sense in this crazy-ass world, you've come to the right place. And now, broadcasting from our homes from around the internet, it's time for Side Scrollers.
Okay, you ready? Open wide!
I made it! I made it!
I saw you up and I just like, oh God, there she is.
I made it! Hi, I literally just left to turn my fan on. That was it. I was like, it's getting hot in here.
I saw you standing up right as the fire engine was going. I was like, we got to get her. I was like, why is she leaving?
I literally just turned the fan on. The ceiling fan came right back in. You tried to get me.
I did.
I'm a
all right, hey,
ninja.
everybody.
I am the
Welcome
real
up.
assassin.
You are straight up killing that hot air out of there. What's going on, everybody? Hey, welcome out to Side Scrollers on YouTube and Rumble, and of course, SideScrollersPlus.com. Man, oh man, do we have a good one for you guys today. I'll tell you this much. We have an amazing guest here. Wonderful Thursday. We're going to be bringing her in just a minute. I know you guys are excited. Hey, I want to see Fox Lady in the chat. I want to see Fox Lady, Fox, just going crazy like you're chanting. We'll bring her in just a second. But yes, we have a big day. There's a lot of Assassin's Creed stuff has come out. We're going to be chit-chatting about that. Man, oh man, it does not in there. And I'll tell you what, when you're thinking about leaving today, I need you to stick to the very end of the show because I got something special for you guys today. Got some, and Blabs does not know what this is. This is a hidden thing. Kirsche has no idea what I'm talking about. But I'm looking forward to bringing this.
Is it something to do with the new green hoodie you're wearing that totally changes your color scheme that you've been doing for the last like 3 years?
No, it's just my Stars hoodie. That's all.
It's a nice hoodie. I like the color green. I'm just surprised you're wearing it because you always wear like black.
It's very bright.
It
I
is.
wear bright
It's
colors.
opposite of you.
What?
Well, your color palette's usually like black and blue and gray, and then all of a sudden green.
Hold on. Hello, Kirsche. Great to see you. How-
Have you heard about mushrooms?
Oh, no.
Shiitake.
What's going? Are you doing okay, Kirsche?
I'm a voice actor now.
Oh.
She's quoting Assassin's Creed. I was like, dude, okay, context here. She just rolled out of bed, so like she didn't have coffee yet. So that's why Craig and I are like, oh my God, did she just take some drugs to wake up?
Yeah, I took drugs to wake up.
We're like, wow.
My when you said that, I was like, Kirsche's fucking high. Like
Yeah.
Kirsche got,
She just got high, got out of bed and just got high or something.
like in the last 3 minutes, I was like, somehow Kirsche got higher than a kite. And
Like, wow, these anime bitches are lightweights. She got high in 3 minutes.
wow. That's impressive. Well, we're glad you're with us today here on a wonderful Thursday. We have a great show for everybody. First and foremost,
Absolutely.
what is your color palette, Kirsche?
I mean, I guess it's kind of like a black and white and a little bit of like gold and purple and blue.
What's going on with me over here?
Are you okay?
I was just saying, why was there an awkward pause?
Is he like really digesting the
it's awesome.
colors of Kirsche today? He's like, wow.
Wow, color. Are you the one that's high? Did you wake and bake?
No. For some reason, I don't know. I've been having issues with StreamYard lately. It's really great.
I think
By the way, if you want to use StreamYard, what's that?
I think it's the StreamYard's update that's messing with everyone because, like, I'm having StreamYard's issues that are not related to your StreamYard's issues. So I think it's just shout out StreamYard's for your lack of communication.
True.
Yeah, we have some other things in place we're working on to improve the show and make sure we don't have any StreamYard issues while still using StreamYard. But either way, so yes, your color palette: black, purple, white. It's like royalty there, Kirsche.
Yeah, I was Kang's.
Yeah. I never really thought I had a color palette, Blaz. What's yours?
I don't actually know. I just know that yours is always black and blue because that's literally all you ever wear. I wear all the colors, but
Okay.
you don't. So.
I wear it
But
when
also,
I need
you're a
to.
dude, right? So like.
Yeah, I'm a dude. What do you want me walking around blowing? I'm wearing pink today.
Can you actually? That'd be fabulous.
No.
Why not? Why can't you be flamboyant Craig for a day?
You don't have like a salmon button-up shirt? Like I feel like every man has a salmon-colored button-up
April
shirt.
Fool's Day.
For April Fools, I should be mega fabulous. Should I dress like my former friends from Game Attack who wear Hawaiian shirts and try to be over the top and big and brash and wonderful?
Just be like Charlie Sheen then. When he was into Enough Men, all he did was like wear like the Hawaiian shirts and the button-ups and everything.
Should I
I don't know
also?
if Craig has enough cocaine for that.
I was gonna say, should I also do a line of coke before the show and a few hookers?
Oh, that's the stuff.
Is that what I should be doing? Well, look, big show, lots going on. Glad you're with us today. We have our Montez goal today, which is built entirely around Side Scrollers Plus membership. If you guys hop on in, if you guys would like to support Kirsche, you can go to sidescrollersplus.com. Use promo code FoxLady. That will directly support her. If you want to use promo code Plus, you will also get a discount with those. So there you go. We'll be doing our post show today, which is what I'm very excited about, Blabs, because that's what's going to tie into what I haven't told you yet. So very excited about this.
I am intrigued by this because I don't know anything. I'm in the dark here.
I'm glad you are. Glad you are.
I
But
am not.
Surprises.
yes, that's the best kind of surprise, is the secret one. For sure.
Sometimes Craig's surprises though aren't the best. So I'm like, what is it? Like more work or less work here? Like surprise, go do this, you know?
No,
So, like, which
no
one?
work. No work for you, Blabs. No extra work. Okay.
It's okay. All right,
No.
then it's a good surprise. I'll take
The
it.
work is done. Yes, I did all the work, which is good. But you, gentle normal man, have some work to do. Once again, today is actually the last day you can get in on our March Madness challenge we have going on over at Side Scrollers Plus. Once again, anybody can do this. It's free. It's free to do. You can go over there and all you got to do is make an account. Go over to Side Scrollers Plus. I don't even think you need to make an account. I think you just go to Side Scrollers Plus and it should show up. But you head over there and it'll give you a link to our March Madness challenge. March Madness starts today. You guys know I'm a big March Madness guy. We have I think we have like 30 folks in there right now, which is really great. If you don't, and the winner, by the way, is going to get a free year of Side Scrollers Plus. So that's pretty cool. And if you don't want to wait to win, you can just use promo code March and you'll get a nice little discount as well. So we got all the promo codes for Plus, which you guys can use at any time. But that March one only works this week. So open up a new tab, head over there right now, and get going on all that fun stuff. So speaking of Plus, we got Yasuke Simulator gameplay. Kirsche, have you played Yasuke Simulator?
I have not played Yasuke Simulator.
Or Yasuke, or I don't even know. I don't even know how to say it. What
I
is
thought it was Yasuke, but I don't know.
I'm
anymore.
pretty sure it's Yasuke.
Well, it's
See?
it's crazy Japanese simulator that is a
Hawaii
mock on
name.
Assassin's Creed. And I'll tell you what, we got gameplay of that up for Plus members right now, and it is
I just bought the game. I actually just bought it this morning. It's on sale on Steam, guys.
Oh boy.
It's like $3. So
That's a
Yasuke
steal.
Simulator.
yeah, $3. I bought it this morning.
Okay, well, you should definitely give it a go, Kirsche. I think you.
I'm gonna buy it after the show.
Yeah, I think you'd be into it for sure. I'm sure somebody will gift it to you. We also have the WWE sus moments. Kirsche, are you a big wrestling fan?
No, like my mom had the backyard juggalo wrestling, but I've never
That's right.
watched like real wrestling.
Well, we have Blabs reacting to WWE sus moments. Here's a 9-second clip of that. To be clear, do you know who this is?
I think that's Cody Rhodes.
My kids turn me on.
What? His kids turn him on?
He looks like he's made of meat. Like he looks like he would be like a boss fight in a video game. That is a thick man's.
Yeah, that's the Hulkster. Oh yeah, brother. Yeah.
No,
absolutely.
no, not Hulk. The guy that she called Cody Rhodes.
Oh,
Everybody's Cody Rhodes, okay? Everybody.
yeah, that was Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar.
Oh, like the Pokemon
Convinced.
guy, but a lesbian. Okay.
Yeah, just like exactly a Pokemon guy, but a big, brutal Iowa-fed lesbian. That's right.
Oh man, if we're doing clips, I was gonna ask about this until I overslept. Someone in my community made a little AI song out of a unban request I got, and it kind of slaps. It's like 40 seconds. It goes kind of hard.
Dude, AI songs can slap in a major way.
Yeah.
Yes. So we are currently sitting at 314 Side Scrollers Plus members right now. Our goal today is 324. We get to that 324. Montez does the Montez Slam, and everybody rejoices. So head over there. Once again, use one of those promo codes I used earlier. And if you are into the $10 super chats, just bring it over to Side Scrollers Plus. That'd be a great play to do it. And you get a membership over there, and you get to see all the fun stuff we got going on over there. All right. So with that said, we always like to start our show with Today in Gaming History. So, Blabs, what do we have today?
Okie dokies, everyone. Like, besides Assassin's Creed and Yusuke or Yasuke Simulator releasing today, March 20th is still a pretty big day because we have Tekken 3 releasing in 1997.
Oh my God, I can't. You are about to get flamed.
Did I use the wrong image of Tekken 3?
No, that's fine. It's fine, but go ahead and keep going.
All right. The Elder Scrolls Oblivion released in 2006, and I had to do a shout out to Animal Crossing New Horizons for all the girls out there who play it. Released in 2020, so I'm making it 5 years old today. What did I do wrong? What? There's a lot of titles. What did I write down in the document today? Gaming history. I even put in there because I was like, there's a lot in here.
So noticeable games that you missed today. Quite possibly the most noticeable game that you missed today. Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
No.
28 years ago in 1997.
That's released in Japan, though. Come on.
We're going off this list, okay? You see it, you put it on the list.
But I wanted to do a variety. How many times have I been covering like Castlevania and Metroid lately? So I tried some other stuff.
Blabs, you always.
I'll play the clip.
You're fired.
That's right. You're fired, Blabs.
Blabs?
Yeah. Yellow Flash is pissed. Ridiculous.
I can hear him from the beyond.
Blabs?
I can still hear his voice.
Crazy. Just yelling at you. Well, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, for sure. You missed that one today. Also,
I just didn't select it. I saw it on the list, and I was like, you know what? I might go a little bit different today. God, I can never win. Welcome to the internet, man.
that's all. Okay.
Oh, he's like severely disappointed.
He's so mad at me.
Damn, Blabs. Damn. All right. Before we get into hard news, though, we do have a casting announcement where we have a new show coming up. We're going to be recording it in April. Originally, we were going to do it live, but I think it's better that we do it recorded and then release them throughout the coming months. We have a new show called Nerd Duel, which I'm going to play a promo. If you guys have headphones in, just pull them out for a minute. This is a little louder promo for you. So, Nerd Duel. Hey everybody, welcome to Nerd Duel, where we have 3 players battling it out over their nerdy knowledge. What actress created a vagina-scented candle?
Games for 200.
Pro wrestling is correct. Super C is correct. Kid Mask is on the board. You friends, unfortunately, will be sent straight to hell. All right, so the premiere date is wrong. It's actually going to be in April, but that's okay. It's coming up very, very soon. Nerd Duel. I would love look, that promo was out on my X account. If you would like to be featured on that show, we are having a mix of influencers. We're having a mix of community members. Go to my profile over on X at Stuttering Craig. Find the link, find the profile, and put yourself down. I may reach out to you, right? If you have a wonderful personality, we could potentially have you on Nerd Duel, and you can win the admiration of millions and millions of internet users for your trivia knowledge. So, Kirsche said she's going to be on.
I'll be on and instantly forget everything I know as soon as I'm asked a question.
That's the idea. That's the idea for sure. Yeah, everyone get in, you just start. All right, and one last piece of house.
Did you hear that? No. as soon as you said like a question, there was a meow. It's
Yeah,
like
I
Kirsche's
heard a meow.
No, I was
I mean,
going.
it must have been my cat. I don't think Craig has one.
No, I do not.
doesn't.
I don't own cats. No.
That was
Only
just
dogs.
hilarious though. Like, oh, ask a question. Meow.
Cat wanted to get in on Nerd Duel.
Guess so.
Everybody does. It's crazy. Well, and one last piece of house cleaning we have here, or housekeeping. Coming up in April on the 17th, I believe, Nerdrotic is doing a meetup in Las Vegas. And Quarter Black Garrett was like, hey, what if we held a dodgeball tournament the weekend of the FNT meetup in Vegas?
Oh, shit.
Well, we want to do this. We're trying to make this happen. And if you live in and around the Vegas area and you know a venue that we can do this in, please reach out to me. We would love to do this. We would love to live stream it. I want to straight ESPN the Ocho this shit so hard. So
Why did Blabs become 120p?
I don't know.
Am I?
Yeah,
Oh
your
yeah,
internet-
it's telling me
You're like
on my
10p
internet.
now.
Dude, my connection is wild right now. No idea why.
That's what happened to mine too. That's when I disappeared for a second. It's
Yeah,
that.
it says connection is unstable. It's telling me on StreamYard. I don't know. I see everything crystal clear on my end, so I don't know.
Okay. Well, you're
Guys,
you're
I'm like 8-bit.
You're dozens of P's right now, Blabs. Dozens
That's
of
right.
them. All right. Okay, let's get into it, ladies. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for Hard News. Lots of games being released, and lots of games not being played. Let's start over with a report from PCGamer.com, where there's a report saying that PC gamers spend 92% of their time on older games right now, as opposed to the new stuff here.
Wow, I'm so shocked that we would
Yes.
rather play games that people actually cared about making.
Correct. Ben Porter, director of consulting at video game market intelligence company Newzoo, is giving a GDC talk this week that picks out some highlights from the firm's annual look at the state of the games industry. PC Gamer was fortunate enough to get a sneak peek at the slides. One of the takeaways is that PC gaming is bigger than ever, and we love to play old games. They did a survey of 73,000 players alongside data from over 10,000 games. It says that the PC market is growing at a steady rate with an estimated 873 million players in 2023 and going over 900 million in 2024.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. It is nuts. And it says this handily beats out console audience, which there's an estimated 653 million there. Be curious to see how that looks in comparison to mobile gamers. Like how many mobile gamers there are compared to PC and console as well. Sure, we can.
Well, I was
find it.
wondering how they account for like people having alt accounts as well, because like I have like 3 Steam accounts. So do I count as like 3 gamers on this study?
Good question.
Why bolts? Just out of curiosity.
I have my main Steam account, and then back when I was playing Fault, you needed an entirely new Steam account if you wanted to have an alt account in that game. So I made a couple of alt accounts so I could have other Smurf accounts in Fault specifically.
Huh, I thought it was going to be like some NSFW thing going on for you, but I'm not okay.
No, it's much easier than that.
So the data from January to December of last year says 67% of player hours on PC were spent on a game that was 6 or more years old. So that kind of does change things a little bit. I mean, 6 years is a good
Not
long
that old.
time. Yeah, but it's not that old, right? Yeah, you're right. Further, 25% of player hours were spent on games that were 2 to 5 years old, and the remaining 8% of the time was spent on games less than 2 years old. So the 67% chunk, 7% were in Counter-Strike, 6.4 League of Legends, Roblox, Dota, Fortnite, as well as some other potential classics as well. So pretty interesting stuff. And that does not add up to 67% here. So there's a lot of tiny percentages and less than 5% that are playing a ton of other games as well. So I don't know. This doesn't come as a shock to me. Kirsche, what about you?
It's definitely not shocking. I mean, I'm even playing a game from like 2001 recently, so it just does not surprise me that most people would rather play either games that they played in their childhood that they remember fondly, or games that they haven't played that are older. Because if you pick just any random game out of like 2007 or 2012, you're more than likely going to find a game that at least the people making it cared about. Whereas in current year, you're pretty much guaranteed to have something that's probably not going to be that great.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up, because I have a theory here, and this all kind of made sense. I saw this clip from Timcast News on my X feed, and I just wanted to play this for you. Okay, so let's just go play. And look, given everything that we've seen in the video game industry the last 10 years or so, really since the Orange Man came into office the first time, how it broke people's brains. And really, now that we're in 2024 and we've seen a giant shift in culture over the last 3 or 4 months since the second election, I wanted to play this clip and then kind of go a step further here, because this is political, but it ties into the gaming space. So here's this clip.
See this. White women with at least a college degree, the only group of white voters that really kind of is on the left politically, aligned with progressive causes, democratic politics. Give you an example here. It's that DEI question, right here that we asked about in our poll. We had 2 big statements we read to voters. Basically, do you want to continue DEI programs, or do you think they should be ended? And again, look at this divide here. White men, no degree, end it. White men with a degree, end it, they say. White women, no degree, end it, they say, by double digits. And then white women with a college degree, completely different by a nearly 40-point margin, they say, to continue DEI. So
that's not surprising to me, those numbers. But Kirsche, I'd love to hear your thoughts before I go on to my next point here.
That's not surprising to me either. And I think the full poll showed that white college-educated women hated everything except for DEI in Ukraine, if I'm remembering right. And
that's it.
And it also doesn't surprise me, because I talk about all the time on my stream how DEI is basically just Marxist policy being pushed in a new skin suit. And women, as we know, were used as useful idiots to drive forth communism previously. And the college institutions have been ideologically captured by Marxists for decades. So it makes sense that even white college college-educated men are mostly in favor of these things, right? Their plus is only +1, so they're like barely escaping that. But like the white women, the indoctrination works incredibly well on them.
And I think that kind of goes into this right here. Women and non-binary developers now make up 32% of all game developers, up from 24% in 2022. This is from just a couple months ago here in 2025. So more women, and we've talked about this in the past, the idea that more women are now developing games, specifically more white women with a college degree have got into video games. And we all know, and this has been this is the fact of life. The vagina rules the world, okay? Right? When a girl comes in and they're like, you should probably do this. A guy goes, okay, maybe she'll sleep with me, right? And they do something stupid. And that's the root of all this insanity, at least my logic on this. But I thought, is this a coincidence? I think there's definitely a correlation between the two. Maybe that's just me.
I think there's a correlation.
Have some questions.
Oh, go ahead, Kirsche. You go first before 1280p Blabs.
Sorry.
I was gonna say it does make sense, and I forgot the rest of what I was gonna say, so it's okay. Blabs, ask your questions.
Sorry, Kirsche. So I've got some questions about that, the poll, really. So when they say like non-binary, are these people like actually non-binary, or is it just like men pretending that they're non-binary to be able to work in the gaming industry? Like, I have all these questions, right? Like, who was like interviewed in this poll? You know, all these.
Well, non-binary is not real, so I don't think it matters whether it's women saying they're non-binary for attention or men saying they're non-binary.
Yeah,
because
I
they
agree.
Lose
I
their
think
cis het white male status.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
just saying, like, I'm a genuine question here. Like, are these guys pretending to be women or non-binary solely to still be able to work in the gaming industry because it's now everything is super sexist and racist, and you can't have men in the gaming industry anymore? So yeah, just questions.
Well, I mean, look, we all know that the primary audience for video games is men, right? That's the people with the buying power here, and there's this has been a reoccurring theme for years, decades in the video game space, saying, "Oh, women make up 50% of video games," and we talked about this on the show a million times. Okay, we know that's not the case, but when you see something like this, the data of like, it's almost a plus 40 for white women college ladies who want to keep the the DEI stuff flowing, and they're the ones who are these decision makers in these companies. It makes sense why the video game industry is going to be the last to lose it, right? We've talked about this before. The video game industry was one of the first to incorporate all this stuff. It'll be the last one to go. It's the most ideologically driven out of pretty much all of these industries. Maybe on par with Hollywood, I would imagine. But
I feel like the last time we brought up women in gaming, there were a bunch of people who like commented on the stream after who were just like, I don't know what Kirsche is talking about. As a woman in gaming, I've always felt really welcome. Nobody ever bullied me for that. And it's like, well, how fucking old are you, man? Like, yeah, when I got into a video game, all the men were like, oh my God, it's a girl, because they liked video games. But like people who weren't playing the video games were like, look at this fucking lesbian idiot. Look at this fucking thing thinking she's gonna date men. She's basically a man. Why would we be interested in that?
Right. Oh, that's awesome. And that, look, I've always felt that gaming is a very welcoming space, right? Because at least, when I was growing up, 80s, 90s, 2000s, like if there was a girl, like it's like you want people to be a part of your club, right? Because being in games, playing games growing up wasn't seen as cool, right? Now it's crossed over that threshold where everybody is doing it, right?
Yeah.
I'm socially acceptable. But when I was growing up, it was, oh, you fucking nerd, or you dork or whatever. But secretly, the same people calling you dorks and nerds were also playing games, right? It was just kind of shunned. But whenever somebody new would come in, you would totally be on board with bringing them in.
Everyone gets called a slur. True equality.
You're right. Exactly. Everybody gets it. And that is true equality. 1000%. So, all right, let's get to some of these super chats here before we move on to this Tesla stuff. I got to organize this. So Blabs, why don't you start at the top and we'll work our way down. Once again, our goal today to get Montez is 10 Side Scrollers Plus members. Use promo code FOXLADY. That will directly support our Fox Lady below over at Side Scrollers Plus to get a discount on annual memberships over there. Or you can also use promo code PLUS to get a discount as well. So, Blabs, fire away. Then I'll get all the stuff.
Okay. Taka says, Fox Lady Love. Thank you very much. Emperor Katin says, so instead of Samurai Jack, we got Samurai Jack, who definitely does not look like almost exactly like George Floyd, who also is Nobunaga's sister's bull, exactly like the average Frenchman's fetish.
I still cannot believe that they did that with Nobunaga's sister. I like the entire game just feels like a bunch of people who are like, yeah, we hate Japan and we hate Japanese games, but we're going to pretend that, oh, wow, Japan's great because gamers like Japan. So if we just make fun of everything about Japan, like they won't even notice, right? Like gamers are so dumb. They'll buy anything.
We're going to dig deep into the Assassin's Creed bag very, very shortly. So,
I cannot wait.
Bullet Shepherd says, salmon shirts are just a psyop to get men to think wearing pink is okay, and it's turning them friggin' gay. I don't know about that. I think some dudes can like wear like a salmon pink and be just fine, like be masculine. Yeah. So I'm gonna disagree here.
It depends. If you're wearing it on Easter, that's okay. Because it matches your wife and kids.
Yeah, something like that, or like it matches the tie or whatever. You're a businessman. Like I don't see a problem with that. I really don't. Missin says, no Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition for the likes. It did come out on the Wii U, but I don't hold that against it. Come on! Sorry. I'm fired again. It's fine. Speedy Cake says someone should see if Shane Gillis could do a Trump impersonation for your Blabs. Thank you, Speedy Cake. Morris says about to crash for the night. Whatever. Schedule shifting sucks. Much love to y'all, and I will do the Kirsche. Well, good night to you, Apple. And Speedy Cake also says, hey, Craig, here's an idea for Montez, the Montez Super Slam, where she gets dropped through all of the levels and hits the moon. All right, screen grabbed. We'll send to Phoenix. Thank you.
The moon.
Okay, and let me hit some fibers over here. Savvy's musky armpits. Well, that's wild. Hammond's ruined gaming crate game and repealed the 19th. No, thank you. JJ says, liberal white woman strike again. No merit. Denny for 5 says, such a return for Ubisoft. Yes, I'm going to try to ignore the Ubisoft ones until we get to Ubisoft. Gusian says it goes all the way back to your little sister making you play the way she wants, or else she will tell mom and get you in trouble. Damn.
That's a good analogy.
Ian gifted 10 memberships, and we don't even have to play the clip because Kirsche is here. Kirsche, do you have anything to say to Ian?
Thank you for the 10 gift members.
We usually have a clip for that. Thank you, Ian. Ooh. And let me just grab this one. Lance for 20 says, Kirsche, do you think Tencent might be the party to blame for the Assassin's Creed Shadows crap? Think about it. They're a Chinese company, and the Chinese historically don't like the Japanese, and Tencent owns 11% of Ubisoft. Just the hunch.
I mean, I'm sure there's something to that, right? Because China has been caught funding a little bit of the DEI nonsense over in Western development teams. So if they get to basically take out their competition, make a mockery of people they don't like, and then swoop in and buy the company on the cheap, I feel like that's something that they'd be interested in.
John Holiday is a brand new Plus member. Let's stinking go, John. Thank you very much. Appreciate your support over there. We're looking forward to doing our oh, no. Blabs is just gone. Oh, no. Just turn off your camera. Just turn it off. Just turn it off. There you go.
Just randomly disconnected on me. Shout out StreamYards.
Oh, they're trying to take Blabs out today?
Right.
They're trying to take me out. They're coming for me, man.
PSYOP. It's crazy. New York Giants fan says, you guys are gonna hate me for this one, as I can already see Blabs rolling her eyes. Oh, Blabs, hold on, come back to camera, please. Here we go. Let's go. 140 Blabs here. Okay.
Am I really 140 pixelation?
Yeah,
I have more pixels than you do.
Did you guys?
No, listen. I'm PlayStation 1 Hagrid today. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So this one says, let me read this one out loud. It says, did you hear about the guy who was addicted to hokey pokey? He turned himself around. Listen, I like that. That's funny. I'm not eye rolling.
It is a good dad joke.
Hey.
Now it's a cheeseburger.
There we go. All right. Thanks, 140 Blabs. Appreciate that. And thank you, New York Giants fan. That's good. Will you please make your name 140 Blabs, please, from here on out?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. C. Thomas Peasant came in and says, Yasuke Simulator on the way. Sam Hyde can't keep getting away with it. Also always do the Montezuma Slam and the Kirsche, but leave the Kirsche to be a woodland critter.
This guy gets it. Speaking of Sam Hyde, I don't know how long this has been in Blabs' room, but there's like a poster on the right side of her wall underneath the Harry Potter stuff. And what is that poster? Because it looks like Sam Hyde in front of the Twin Towers, but I'm sure that you wouldn't have a Sam Hyde 9/11 joke on your wall.
Wait,
so like I need to know what that is.
That is the Quibbler cover from Harry Potter. It's a print from Universal Studios. It's the Quibbler. You know Luna Lovegood, her magazine that she runs with her father? That's the cover of the magazine. Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense than what I thought it was.
Yeah. I don't even know what you guys can see because apparently I'm like 8-bit over here. But
it's very hard to see right now. And I was gonna ask earlier and then I forgot. But then that super chat happened and I remembered to ask.
You do not look like you don't look 8-bit. You look like you're straight out of Atari right now. It's rough.
I don't know. Oh wow.
Salon says, fire all men, make it 100% whammon, and Transformers will thems be able to push a title from beginning to end that isn't the devs therapy session or in a semi-interactive format?
Impossible. Do not the Kirsche. What the fuck?
And Shady Duck came in with a 10. Says, Craig mentions Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and I thought it'd be cool having a montage of her falling into Castlevania and Alucard hitting her with a fireball. I like those.
Oh, that would be cool.
Really good stuff. All right.
I shall send to Phoenix.
Yes. We can send all the ideas. Okay, Kirsche, you said, hey, are you guys going to talk about the Tesla stuff? And it wasn't on the docket, but I've been waiting to talk about this stuff because this is just balls crazy. So let's give an overview of everybody. And Kirsche, I'll let you give everybody an overview of this one right here. So what's going on with Teslas?
So everybody is really mad that Elon Musk exists, and so they decided that the best way to vent their anger about Elon Musk existing is to set Teslas on fire both at the dealership and also in just random people's homes. So they've been attacking like random people as they're driving. If they have a Tesla, they have vandalized Teslas that have been parked in random places. And there have... My brain is just not working today. There was like another thing I was gonna say about like the vandalism, and now I can't remember what it was because it was fucking weird.
Well, the point is that people are pissed. They're pissed that he's saving everybody money.
How dare you save people money?
That's right, and he's a Grazi. You know, he's one of the guys. He's one of the Italian painter, whatever they call Hitler. So he's Hitler, right? And he's a Nazi, right? And as well as Donald Trump, right? This has been well established by everybody who is mentally deranged. But we've seen people literally keying Teslas like they don't know anybody. They're just walking by and literally keying all these cars, putting scratches on them, which is ironic because every single Tesla has its own security system.
Yeah.
So anytime this stuff happens, you know exactly.
All caught on camera.
It's all caught on camera. And then you have like this guy over here who was walking by and got arrested for keying a Tesla here, just kind of like walking over, like he's looking around, put some stuff on the side of it, got his little whatever, and he just felt, hey, look, I've done my job. He was going to the gym. I've done my job. Congratulations. And we got this psycho over here who walked up and just decided to hit the Tesla with his suitcase because he's like, here, so these people are walking around so angry at all times. I don't understand it.
I think it's a little fascinating because it's similar to the people who are just like, we have to have crazy strict gun laws, like nobody should be allowed to own guns because guns are dangerous and bad things happen. And it's like a projection kind of thing, right? Like they know if they had access to firearms, they would do something dangerous and not good with said firearm. So they project that and believe that everyone who would own a firearm would only own it for dangerous and, hateful purposes. And so these people, they like to project that their enemies are actually the dangerous, violent Nazis. But then time and time again, these people show that they're the actual ones who perpetrate violence. So they have to keep projecting onto their enemies the things that they actually do. And then they can say, well, I'm the good guy, so it's not the same when I do it. I'm doing it because I'm resisting and I'm part of the revolution. We're fighting against evil. So it's okay when I do this. It's not real violence like when they do it.
Well, of course not, because it's all justified. It's all justified because, hey, if you're fighting against the Nazis, then, hey, you're winning, right? That's where it all comes. And you see things like this. You got another person here in New York, Syracuse, New York, wrote, "This car supports Nazis" on the hood. Like this person, what do you know? They have
look
a mask
exactly
on.
like you thought they would.
Exactly. So they walked by and just felt the need to just write on a car because whatever. Now, keep in mind that 2 years ago, this person was probably all about Teslas and making sure that it was green, the energy.
Because environmentally friendly.
But, and it continues more as you got this. This one may be the biggest one of all and the biggest, most crazy ass thing I've ever seen. This guy walks up, puts his fingers in his ass, and he smears it on, like literally just kind of, yeah.
Ew.
First of all, that's incredibly disgusting. But second of all, how is his gooch grease so toxic that it looks like it almost strips a bit of the paint on the car? I don't understand this, man.
Swamp ass. Ew.
Yeah.
Why? Ew.
Well,
Ew.
Blabs, you
Get
see,
that guy some baby wipes and like soap and everything. Ah.
Blabs, you see, they're mentally broken. That's why. You ask why? That's why, Blabs. They're mentally broken. It's crazy.
And like
Yeah.
people will gaslight you and say that like, oh, it's the far right Nazis who dehumanize, women and trans people and minorities, but it's like it's anyone basically to the right of Mao has been to a degree dehumanized over the last 10, 15 years. And when you get to the point where you've dehumanized these people, you've branded them as evil Nazis, you've branded them as like, it's okay to do violence against these people because not only are they wrong, but they're wrong to the degree that they are bad people who must be defeated. These people think that they're actually doing a good thing by causing harm to those that they view as evil. And when you have this dehumanized population that it is, basically okay to do bad things against, you're going to see this escalation, and you're going to see more and more people doing stuff like lighting these Teslas on fire, like vandalizing random citizens' cars because it's a brand of car they don't like. Only Nazis buy that car. How could you? And it's a depressing kind of point of view that we have gotten to this point. And like anything you say to sort of be like, we're the ones who have been victimized over and over again, you just get laughed at because they're like, well, you can't be victimized. You're white, or you're a man, or you're, part of the black face of white supremacy if you're not fitting one of their normal bubbles. Like, They just have a canned response that they've been taught to say to anyone trying to point out, like, hey, we're the ones being attacked. We're the ones being silenced. We're the ones being oppressed. And you guys have been holding all of the power in government, in education, institutionally. It's a strange cognitive dissonance where you can't talk about reality with any of these people because not only do they not live in reality, but they can't understand facts or evidence that you show them. They have their narrative, and that's all that they can parrot.
Well, they are parroting it to an extreme degree and taking it to next level, even to the point to where climate activists have got into the act, who once again 2-3 years ago were championing electric cars. They have gone to Tesla dealerships now and are spraying their shit all over Tesla dealership. These are climate activists that were championing this brand 2 years ago, but they're so broken. And by the way, how stupid do you have to be to go in and film this? Like, we see you. You're like, he's an 18-year-old kid. You got an 18-year-old they, them next to him. And they're over here talking about how it's the last generation.
Bro, is that guy a midget on the left?
I think that's a woman.
Please tell me again this is not a cult, It's unbelievable. And, we're talking of, once again, the Canadian government. All right, this is in Canada, of all things, of course, which Canada is just California and just above us. Right. And I know there's some base people in Canada, but it's, man. And then, once again, it's all the way out west in Hawaii. We got this dude going over here. And what's he going to do? He's going to go out of his way to do what? Walk across the street to just spit on a car. That's what he did. Like, he went. This guy had like freaking radar on him. And by the way, who is this? This is a white dude, the same guy who's the oppressor, right?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
But he's one of the good ones because he's fighting on behalf of the oppressed people.
Good point. Good point.
You got to prostrate yourself on the altar of Marxism. Otherwise, you're part of the Nazis.
Blabs, have you seen this stuff?
I've not really seen all this stuff. I've seen like the key card and all that stuff. I've not really seen the spitting and the pooping stuff and the butt stuff. No, I try to ignore that. I find it incredibly idiotic, illogical, like extremely illogical. You are literally doing the things you are saying you are against. And it's like, how stupid or like how brainwashed do you have to be? It's almost like I kind of pity them that they're almost like so brainwashed in this. It's like, wow, you have been like done so dirty. that you just can't even see what you're doing.
It's so flabbergasting to what you're doing. It's so flabbergasting to the rest of us that we're like, you must be stupid. But it's like, it's not a case of stupidity, especially when they film it, because they've been taught, they've been propagandized to believe that they are the good guys. They're doing the right thing. Why wouldn't they film themselves doing the right thing? Everyone will congratulate them. Everyone will look at them as if they're, part of the resistance fighting against the bad people. They'll encourage more people to join in and do it because they're taking action. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing as good little useful idiots, as it were.
Yeah, no, I can like totally relate to that, because I went to college with some people that were getting like straight A's, super intelligent, studious, like dedicated to education. Then comes like 2020 and they're posting on Instagram how like you need to be vaccinated and you need to like fight all this stuff because we are like, it's almost as bad as World War II. The same person getting like, wow, straight A's and everything was all like, this is World War II, COVID and everything. I'm like, holy shit, brainwashing. Because like these people are actually like, they're smart, right? They get the A's, they study and stuff. They're just completely brainwashed. It's wild.
Completely brainwashed. It's incredibly sad. Because it's like, whenever I think about people like this and I talk about them, I always wonder, how do you go about reversing this level of a propagandized person? How do you turn around the brainwashing? Is there just entire generations of lost people that can't be fixed, can't be helped, and the only thing we can do is try to make sure that the newer generations aren't as propagandized as what we currently have? And it always makes me think back to when Bezmenov said that, like, even if we started right here, right now, when he was interviewed in the 80s, it's still going to take multiple generations to undo the Marxist programming in the generations that they've already had and reinstill American values and the American point of view in those generations of American children. And that was the 80s, and we never started doing that, and it's only gotten worse.
Man. So true. It's crazy. But they, as you said, they see themselves as the victim, right? They're the good guys in this. And then they put out like analogies like this, where they're like, oh, well, I'm old enough to remember when MAGA boycotted Starbucks and Target and Disney and Nike, and even burned jerseys and sneakers that they already paid for. But boycotting Tesla, see, that's the thing they don't understand about this, is what they're doing is not a boycott. It's arson. It's criminal. Not buying.
And the people that were like shooting cans of Bud Light or like lighting their NFL stuff on fire, that was stuff they bought, stuff that they already owned, which we also kind of made fun of people for, because it's like burning your stuff isn't going to unspend the money you spent on it. Like, sure, it is a symbolic thing, and at least you own it. But the Tesla boycott, you're not boycotting it in the same way. You're not buying. Well, one guy bought a Tesla and then destroyed it, which is. That's a lot of money. But there was one guy who bought a Tesla and then destroyed it. But most of these people, they're destroying other people's property. They're going to Tesla dealerships and destroying the Teslas on the lot, which they'll be like, well, that doesn't matter because they're owned by Elon Musk and he has enough money. He probably has insurance, right? It's the same as the Summer of Love. And the Summer of Love, I feel like, was a test bed for how much these people could get away with. As much as we like laugh at the fiery but peaceful protests, nothing happened. No one was arrested. No one faced any repercussions. No one had to pay damages. People lost their lives during these things. And the overwhelming sentiment was support for the Summer of Love. You even had scientists and doctors come out and be like, these kinds of protests are more important than COVID, so they're not going to have to be beholden to the same kind of restrictions as everyone else. They even had, like, politicians and celebrities raising funds to get these people out of jail if they happened to be arrested. And since the Summer of Love went so well, they can now continuously escalate. You don't have to wait for a black guy to, get arrested and then die of a drug overdose anymore. You can just get mad at any kind of thing that's happening, especially if it's a Nazi that makes you angry, because that's righteous fury. You're doing the correct thing. And so now we have the Tesla dealerships, and I'm sure it's only going to get worse from here on out. I'm sure something like Trump's properties are eventually going to face something similar to this, if not them trying to find, because they made like a list of everyone who owns Teslas. I'm sure they're going to try and find like business owners who may have donated or voted the wrong way and it's eventually going to just continue escalating.
People are obviously broken, and I can't think of a better example of this clip from The Daily Show. Did you see this clip that was where they were talking about this?
And they were like cheering for the domestic terrorism?
Yes. Let's take a look at this. Blabs, have you seen this yet?
No, I haven't actually. I know he kind of looks like discount Chris Evans.
He does. He does have discount Chris Evans. By the way, Blabs, you are back. You're now.
I know. Yay! That's why I removed my 140p. Come back.
Welcome back.
Jim, they're taking to the streets or the parking lots.
Tonight, the FBI and ATF now investigating multiple cases of possible arson targeting Teslas and Cybertrucks.
This dramatic video shows multiple cars in flames. Police say the attacker used Molotov cocktails. It's the latest in more than a dozen instances of arson and vandalism targeting Tesla.
The same suspect shot more Teslas with a gun. Tesla Cybertrucks were set on fire in Kansas City, and earlier this month, shots fired.
Isn't it like hella illegal to fire a gun like that in a like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like an urban area like this, like a city area?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1000%. You can't just go in and pop a cap anywhere you want. It is illegal. Yes.
They're like, but that's what I see in my TV shows. Everybody uses guns like this.
Right. But here we go right here.
Just out of curiosity, but what would happen if this a list of all the people who attended that screening, where they're all clapping? What would happen if their names got out there? They wouldn't like that very much, now would they?
Oh, that would be scary and dangerous and terroristic of them.
Right. Really, that's really harmful and dangerous of you to even speak like that, Blabs.
Yes, it's
Really
weird, right?
crazy.
Just wondering
This
how,
is-
like, if the roles were reversed, how would they react? I'm just curious.
This is one thing that makes me a little like upset as well, because there are people on our side who, when we're like, yeah, we're kind of sick of being attacked in this manner, so here, if you're gonna make a list of us, let's make a list of you. And then people on our side will be like, whoa, you can't do that. That's not fair. We have to make sure we're doing things completely 100% fairly and without looking for legal loopholes, and we gotta do everything by the book. And it's like, I don't think you understand how warfare fucking works.
Right.
We might not be in like a traditional war with like actual fighting and, muskets and people tearing each other apart on a battlefield, but we've absolutely been in an ideological culture war for decades. And you're fighting against people that not only want to see you dead and broke and your kids brainwashed, you're dealing with people who are going to lie and cheat and subvert anything they possibly can in order to get you either killed or to submit to their ideology. You cannot fight them completely fairly. You cannot say, well, I don't know how legal that is. It's a law from hundreds of years ago. Are we really in war or an invasion right now? And the answer is yes. Yes, we fucking are. Like, stop pretending that we're in some sort of, like, happy-go-lucky, we're dealing with retards time, because we're not. We're not, man. Tim Pool was right all along, the Civil War.
Okay, but I want to take a step back to what you just said. The idea of, if Blabs, you said, what if you just made a list of all the people who are
I'm not actually advocating for that.
Yeah. But let's just say, what if you did make a list of, say, games that had DEI in them? That's how we fucking got here.
Yep.
Let's back up to last March of last year, last February, whatever it was, when DEI Detected was launched and Cabrutus came under fire, and that essentially kicked off this Gamergate 2 thing here, because he just, all he did was say, here are the games that Sweet Baby Inc. made.
And he didn't even have to, like, go and like try to find this information. It was just publicly available on their website.
Right, 100%. It was all just right there. It was there. He just put it in a different place. That's all he did, and that was unacceptable. You were putting a target on people, right? And that's how we got to where we are now with all the fucking insanity. Obviously, with Gamergate 2 and everything. It's true. It's very, very true. But I want to show you the end of this, Blabs, because look, this host is. I'm sure he's reading this off. He's listening to this, but listen to what he says at the end.
Trucks on fire in Seattle.
Wow, you guys like petty acts of domestic terrorism, huh? Cool.
And that's exactly what this is. This is literally domestic terrorism. It's not
and
a
it's
boycott.
being celebrated on late night TV show that millions of people watch. This is not a resistance. These are not revolutionary fighters. These are people supported and applauded by those in power because they're being useful idiots for these people's, like, ideological goals. The ones on the ground burning these places down aren't going to see any semblance of power. They're not going to see their lives improved. They've been lied to. And that's not to, like, feel bad for them, because absolutely I do not. But it's like they're not intelligent enough to understand how they're being used, unfortunately.
Mm-mm. It's honestly insane. It's insane to see. And the fact that they are so brain dead and so broken. You're right. I don't know how many years, like this just may be called the lost generation. We have the greatest generation. We may have the lost generation. And I think that's totally fair to call them that, because they're going to be wandering through life just like they're wandering the last 3 months, wondering, what the hell happened? Their entire worldview has shifted.
Well, that's why I ask, like, how do you undo the brainwashing? Because these people aren't going to let us just say, well, we're done with your ideology now, let us bring back American values. They're not going to go out without a fight, just like Trump's executive orders, right? They're not going out without a fight trying to remain in favor of DEI. They're saying everything's fine, especially in the private sector. You don't have to accommodate the executive orders. They're fighting it legally. They're changing language to try and make sure that they loophole around, the legal definitions of things to continue doing their work. These are not people that will just give up. And so it's like, if they're going to continue fighting, if they're not going to be able to, like, live and let live, as it were, like, just let me grill and play video games, what are you supposed to do? How are you supposed to come to any sort of consensus with these people? It's sad to think about.
And we all know many people who have been gone in and they've been broken. They have been broken, and they will never return back to sanity. I did want to close with this one last little clip here that I saw, and I think it ties into all this here. This is a clip of this person here. Apparently this person is big on TikTok. I did not expect for them to have this voice, but I
have never seen this Ramona Flowers.
It does look like Ramona Flowers, doesn't it? That's funny. Let's see what they them has to say.
For kids, the next time the tells you
didn't see that one coming, did you?
I was not prepared for that. Like, I figured it was a guy because of the hands. I was not prepared for that deep of a voice.
No, not at all. Not at all. He's
Remember, kids.
Sorry.
Oh my god, turned into a Decepticon.
He did, yes. Sorry, that was good stuff. Oh my god.
Remember, children.
It's like Bowser or something.
Let's go and see what this they them has to say.
For kids, the next time that somebody tells you the government wouldn't do that, oh yes they would.
My ideologies, thoughts, and opinions are fully in alignment with legacy media and celebrity culture, and that makes me a punk. Aligning myself with mainstream culture is so counterculture of me. I think what celebrities tell me to think, and that makes me so alternative. I am such a counterculture punk. Stick it to the man. God.
I just said, I've known many punks who feel this exact same way, and I think we all do, don't we?
It is actually crazy how they're just like, yeah, we are the counterculture by believing in everything that the corporations and the powers that be tell us to believe in.
That's right. It's amazing. Some of the most punk guys I know ended up being the most sterile company men I've ever met.
Well, people in the chat are saying the voice was Wendigoon. No, not your voice. The fucking Ramona Flowers person.
Sorry.
Apparently they were voicing over a Wendigoon clip.
I had a little timeline cleanse for all this horrific stuff that we've just witnessed.
Okay.
Listen. It's just, that's better, isn't it?
Does he rip off its head at any point?
No, it's a cub.
Why would you say that?
Here, just a little timeline cleanse. That's nice.
Oh, that's lovely.
Little tiger baby.
That is so sweet.
Feeding it with a bottle.
That is so sweet.
So sweet.
Sorry.
Listen, I think we needed that, guys. I think we needed.
I want to pet a tiger baby.
Okay, sure you do.
We all do want to pet the tiger baby. All right, Blabs, let's get some 10s while I get the next story set up here, okay?
Okay.
We're going into Assassin's Creed Shadows, so buckle up, Buttercup.
Oh, no.
Oh boy, all right. Marlin for 10 says, I am celebrating the release of this authentic Japanese game. I'm eating fried chicken, purple drink, and collard greens and watermelon, the true Japanese cuisine.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, I don't know Japanese cuisine if that ain't it, so.
Yeah, right. Wasp for 10 says, hair metal bands in the 80s wore makeup and pink clothing in women at the time. And you proved you can be, in fact, extremely masculine and straight in makeup. It's all about attitude. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Fire for 10 says, I could be wrong, but I think that the modern audience is just a rebrand of the communist modern man, where they try to forcibly change human nature the more things change.
That's very true. I've been saying that for ages, where everybody's just like, who's buying this? The modern audience doesn't exist. And I'm like, yes, that's the point. They're trying to create the modern audience.
Right. Marius says, I've seen more definition on a single pixel than on Blab's camera right now. Don't worry, I'm back, guys. I'm back.
She fixed it.
I didn't do anything, it just fixed itself. Tanushi for 10 says, anyone remember those car security systems animations on Stick Death? Elon should start taking notes. Montez! Thank you very much.
Once again, our Montez goal is built around Sidescroller Plus memberships today. So once again, head over to sidescrollersplus.com, use promo code PLUS, or use promo code FOXLADY to directly support Kirsche. You can do that over there. Yes, there she is right there. So, yeah, thank you guys very much.
Thomas says, remember, kids, when it comes to ongoing Teslarism, it's okay when they do it because they're lost in an election. They are free to cry out in pain as they strike you. Xade says, they also create a website with a map to attack Tesla stuff better. Funny who'll have to stop caring about the environment and electric cars once it doesn't line up with their view.
Yep.
Yeah. Acid says, it's one thing to protest or boycott, but vandalizing or torching property is beyond the pale, especially when the vehicle has already been sold to an ordinary person. These nuts need jail time.
I mean, again, to compare it to the Summer of Love, they don't care about the ordinary people. They don't care about the people who own the Teslas, so it's okay to vandalize them. Because if you bought a Tesla, you're a Nazi. I don't make the rules, you know?
As a Tesla owner, I can confirm.
And it's weird because, like, it auto steers. It felt like it was in a Transformers car or something, like a Bumblebee.
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you right now, the Tesla is the best car I've ever owned. It is. It's the best car I've ever owned. I don't have to worry about anything when I'm doing it. Like, I have no maintenance, nothing to worry about. It's a phenomenal car. I don't care what anybody says. I love it. It goes fast, handles great. It's the safest car. It's got all those cameras on it. It drives itself. It's awesome.
I still don't want to buy an electric car.
Yeah, that's huge for me. And also the whole security camera thing. It's like, where's all that footage going?
So let me say this: it goes to your hard drive.
Yeah, and what else?
The hard drive you have in your car. At least that's what I know. But either way, I'll say this: the reason I got a Tesla, it had nothing to do with the whole idea that it was green. It had everything to do that it was fucking fun to drive and it was fast. That's why I bought a Tesla. So, and it was safe for being fast. So,
hang on, I just got this one in. Tasm just became a Plus member. Thank you very much.
Oh, love to see that. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Ian says, if you generally think the owner of a car supports Yahtzees, then surely drawing a symbol on it is just saving them time. Marius says, as Isaac Asimov says, violence is the last refuge of the incompetent. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Marius.
Dirtest King says, there's a phrase about German politics, but it's true the world over. To be green is to be a watermelon. Green on the outside and red communist on the inside. The left cares about one thing, power. Thank you. Knee Pain for 10 says, I was chewed out for using Starlink, ironically by someone who owns a Tesla. I called out the hypocrisy. Now they're selling the Tesla and think they will sway me to dump my Starlink.
They're so silly.
You really showed them. Or they really showed you.
Mephisto says, until we admit in the Western Hemisphere that we have an epidemic-level generation of kid adults locked in with the minds of children, nothing will change.
Dude, Mephisto, you're right. So many man children and baby children out there, or baby adults. It's fucking insane. And it starts with Disney. Like Disney adults, they may be the worst of them all. The amount of people who they had a childhood and they never left that childhood, so they're in that arrested development stage of they just can't get out of. It's so true, Mephisto.
I mean, it's part of the education institution's faults, right? Because if they're not actually teaching kids how to become functioning adults, they're going to stay in that state of arrested development. And also, they're going to be easier to persuade and control if they're stuck in that sort of underdeveloped mindset.
Mephisto says, how do we reverse this? AKA a reasonable person. You cannot. They are fucked in the head. Re for 10 on Rumble says 64 bits, 32 bits, 16 bits, 8 bits, 4 bits, 2 bits, 1 bit, half bit, quarter bit, the Blabs cam. Also, does the Foxu age? I worry about the SAG. Imagine that donation alert.
The virtue
What?
of skin is eternal.
Thank you for that one. Anthony says, here's a white pill. Greenpeace has been ordered to pay $660 million because of their protest during the whole Dakota Access Pipeline stuff.
How are they going to pay that?
Right.
Good question.
They're going to get all their shekels and get them all together, and they'll have $6,000.
Kai says she's absolutely correct. This is a war for the path of the future. Thank you. Mephisto also comes back and says, I've always said this. The further left the left push, the further the common sense people have to push back to bring things back into the center. Except you don't realize that the left are insane. Yeah. I think we've already realized that one, though. Mephisto also says, and this is why the right will eventually lose, because every one of you is not willing to do what needs to be done. You all know what needs to be done. And Colgrave says, that was not the they-them talking, that was Wendy Goon. Thank you very much. Sarcastic says, it continues to fascinate me the way in which individuals on the left act like rebels, when we keep getting proof of every axis of power is working for them and their interests for years, right? Abra fucking cadabra for 10 says, Black Toadside, the Melon Slayer game for the best game of the year.
Yeah, this Fruit Ninja update goes kind of hard.
And Mummy Playing Games says, forgot that it was only 10s anyway. Can we get an ooh from all of you but Craig with the glasses? Ooh.
Ooh.
Ow! I was not expecting that one.
Why doesn't Craig ooh-woo?
I don't think he's allowed to anymore. It's kind of scary. Can you do the mosquito one instead? It just kind of sounds like me, but worse. No, there's another one.
That's it. That's all I got.
We'll do high, too.
That's not high.
Yeah, no, do high in the high. No!
That's all I got. All right.
Oh my God.
All right. Once again, head over to Plus. We're going to be going to our post show here in a little bit, but we still have a lot more show to get to before we get there. Let's talk about the game of the year. We've been waiting for it for freaking years. It's finally here. Assassin's Creed Shadow has been released, and boy, oh boy, has it delivered. I'll tell you what. Let's start off talking about some of the memes and footage that has come out about this game, as the memes from this game may be better than the actual game. I'm sure, before we started the show, Kirsche, you came out with I thought you were on drugs, and that may be the level of drugs taken by this voice actor here.
You pretty much, it's so bad. Like, I'm not a professional voice actor, but when I play like old JRPGs with a ton of text, I try to do, voices for the characters to make it more interesting for everybody. I feel like I do a better job than these like actual paid voice actors have done. And like, I have no training. I'm not preparing. I just kind of do it off the cuff. It's so disappointing. And people be like, well, they could only do so much with the script. And it's like, yeah, if the writing's bad, it's not going to sound great. But the voice actors aren't good either.
No, and this is a great example of that voice acting here, which this went viral a couple days ago when clips first started going out. And this is legit shocking.
Resentment can grow quietly without much warning after a storm. Mushrooms can too. Shiitake?
Mushrooms. The smell of dirt, grass, and rain.
Shiitake? Like, holy shit. I think you actually pulled it off better when you started the show, Kirsche, than they did.
I don't even know what to say. Like, both of them sound atrocious, but like the shopkeeper person sounds like when I see a character in a game, you know, and they're just like goofy looking, I'm just like, yeah, they talk like this, you know? It's like, it's a goofy voice. It's not something that, like, you would do as a professional voice actor for just, like, a normal-looking character.
How did that make the cut? Like, somebody was like, yeah, that's good. I want that in the video game. Like, somebody heard that. They didn't just put it in the video game. They're like, well, that's in. I want to know who plays Food Vendor. Who is the voice actor for Food Vendor?
Yeah, are we gonna know who plays Food Vendor?
I'm actually gonna see if there's something like on IMDb because they have the video games. I'll check.
Yeah, see who played Food Vendor in Assassin's Creed Shadows, because I want to reach out to them and be like, yo, what is this real?
Without much warning after a storm, mushrooms can too. Shiitake?
Shiitake?
But it doesn't end with the wonderful Food Vendor voice acting. We also have stellar gameplay. I mean, stellar gameplay. I don't know if you saw this one being passed around. You know, you're a samurai. You're running around. You are slicing people with your sword, and at a certain point, you can just slice people's heads right off. Did you see this gameplay here?
No.
The head gets sliced off. Do you see what's going on with that? It's head off. Then what happens? Oh,
dude,
my God.
What the hell? Dude's walking around without a head. What the hell? Okay, that's a first.
Suddenly horror game?
Right.
This guy don't give a fuck. What is going on?
Fucking invincible.
The more like gameplay I see of this, the more I like disassociate. Like I just like my soul leaves my body and my eyes glaze over because I cannot believe that this is a real thing that we are having to witness in real time. Like there was a group of like 3,000 people that put together this product and thought it was a good idea, and now it's something that exists that we just have to remember forever now.
Yeah, 1,000%.
So, a quick look. They have not released the full cast. I'm sure if you play towards the end of the credits, you'll get like the whole list. But I don't even know if they'll even like state who the Food Vendor voice actor is, right? Because it's like one of those small roles.
Well,
but no.
I mean, they should hypothetically list everybody, right?
Yeah, they list everybody, right? But they're gonna be like minor role, and they'll just have everybody, right? Like they don't always release every single little line to who went to who, you know?
Yeah, true.
See if you can find. I guarantee you could. Oh, here we go. We got the. Whoa, hold on. This can't be real.
So IMDb has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people listed for the cast, and then PC Games has a list of actors, but they don't have their roles attached.
Hold on. This is fucking insane. This can't be real. I'm finding this right now for the first time as we're watching this. No.
What?
The Assassin's Creed Shadow credits. I just pulled it up on YouTube. Guess how long they are?
Probably like 20 minutes long.
I'm gonna say like 40 minutes.
Chat? Comments? If you would have guessed 2 hours and 6 minutes, you'd be wrong.
Okay.
2 hours, 6 minutes, and 19 seconds.
What? What the fuck?
What? Is it legit, this thing?
I mean, I'm scrolling through this right here. This can't be real.
How in the fuck did they make it over 2 hours?
What is the info of the YouTube video state? Like, is there anything in the description?
Assassin's Creed Shadows credits 4K.
Yeah, no, what was it like? What does it say? Full game.
Thanks to Ubisoft for providing me a code.
Yes, I mean this is it. This is not new. This is from beginning to end here. Unbelievable. 2 hours of this is scrolling. Oh God. License.
That is
I want to see these
insane.
license terms. we don't promise that this software works. this is what a random pick that I found here. Oh my gosh.
Wait, number 2, you can use the software for whatever you want. You don't have to pay us. Are they encouraging us to pirate their game?
This has got to be from this company, LibJPEG, which is very funny, by the way. So,
oh my god,
that can't be that. It's got to be something else. These are all different.
LibJPEG is a widely used C library for reading and writing JPEG image files. What?
Okay, all right. Okay,
is this real? Are we being bamboozled?
I think these are real. You know, they have to list everything. They used Mozilla, like Adobe.
Nice.
They put credits in all this stuff. Good Lord.
Lord.
What do the comments say?
Well, this only has 100 views. More people are watching our show than have seen this right here. So,
damn.
You know, this isn't exactly a big search online. Yeah, so that's it. 2 hours and 6 minutes long. Holy shit.
That is insane.
Unbelievable. You can see why I had that reaction there. That is nuts.
Yeah.
But okay, well, let's talk about how we get to those credits, because there's more here. This is from Learning the Law, who has a lot of these clips over on their X account.
Before we move on, though, I did a quick little search, right? And so I found a Reddit thread about Assassin's Creed. 8 years ago, they were complaining about how long the credits were. And some of them were like 15 minutes, but apparently Black Flag's credits are 38 minutes long. And they're like, it's insane. It's like, wait until 2025, boys. You haven't seen anything yet.
That is insane.
Wow.
It's so long. It's 38 minutes long. Oh, wait. There's more.
And the credits actually managed to be longer than a Xenosaga cutscene. That's impressive.
Dude, this is like longer than like freaking action movies.
Yes, straight up. You're 100% right. This is longer. The credit sequence in Assassin's Creed Shadows is a lot longer than most blockbuster, know, Hollywood. It's unbelievable. Wow, that is crazy. All right, let's continue on. How do you get to the credits, though, and to get the privilege to watch those 2 hours of credits? Well, you got to go to you got to beat the game. And some people want to play it on the hardest difficulty. So we have this. This is the hardest difficulty in Assassin's Creed Shadows, a game from Ubisoft, company renowned for stealth franchises like Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. Let's see how this goes here. You are a ninja. Sorry, samurai. Keeping in mind, this is the hardest difficulty. What?
Defeated by a step.
Of course, I got so many comments saying I put it on easy. All right, let's see. Gameplay expert mode.
Lost contact.
Ninja grass.
Yeah, it blends right in her black clothing on the on the snow.
Oh god, I like how he's whistling at him.
Oh, that's fucking brilliant. Unbelievable. Oh boy. And of course we have a little bit more of this wonderful stealth gameplay. This is from Flash. Now we're going to talk about reviews in a little bit, but it was given a 10 out of 10 by VG247.
Oh, Jesus.
But in that review, they said Assassin's Creed may have problems. And then they gave it a 10 out of 10. So this is an example of that.
May
fine
have
10 out of
problems.
10
10 out of
gameplay.
10, by the way.
Right. It doesn't make any sense at all. It's amazing. He's like literally right in front of him. Oh my god.
Hey, now. Stop her.
Oh, we got one hit here. Been noticed.
Just crawl away.
I mean, this is the same company that made Star Wars Outlaws, so working off the same engine, I would imagine, and here we are. So, hey, but watch out for those samurai shrubs. You'll hide right in there, just like that samurai grass.
Oh my god.
And the samurai tree. Okay, we get the point. We get the fucking point here. Look, no game is perfect. We get it, right? But you can't stop and laugh because that's fucking hilarious. Unbelievable. But there's more. Of course there is.
Of course.
We have some fun about the final boss fight in Assassin's Creed Shadows. Now, Kirsche, what was probably one of the biggest red flags about this game, one of the big controversy points about Assassin's Creed Shadows early on about their samurais?
Well, that Yasuke was a real figure who was basically a servant and a retainer owned by Oda Nobunaga because he enjoyed collecting curiosities from around the world. Yasuke was not a samurai, but one white dude decided to venerate him as a samurai and then circular reference himself to try and pass it off as more legit than it actually was.
And yes, the idea, there was obviously the black samurai, as you mentioned. Do you remember early on they showed some gameplay of some sweet fat battle beats happening while
you got to fight as a black man in Japan to rap music.
That's right. Well, this is the final boss fight.
The record label?
Well, it features a battle accompanied by diverse African music, followed by terrible dialogue, and then it ends. So this is how the game will end for you. Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Listen to this music. Listen to this.
That is why.
Because it's so badass, Kirsche. That's why. It's so badass. You're hardcore. I don't understand this. Hey, hashtag stop Asian hate. I just want to point that out.
I'm like more offended, right? Like I'm supposed to be offended at the music in this, right? But this combat looks so boring for a final boss fight, man. Are you kidding me?
Just put the Asian guy in the corner and beat him up. Right, that's literally what's happening in this gameplay. It's
like it doesn't look like the scene for a final boss fight. The final boss doesn't look like a final boss. Like it just looks like garbage.
Just some Asian guy that got out of the corner. Or take it out. We're gonna bust out the African guns as well at the end there. That's good. It's wonderful. So that's Assassin's Creed Shadows, and people are very, very excited about this game. It's doing great. Did you also want to talk about all the wonderful romancing that can take place in this game, Kirsche?
Oh boy, let's talk about the one accurate thing they managed to do. Everyone's favorite, pedestry.
This also from Learning the Law. We have this scene here between a couple women. Let's check it out.
Lust.
And by the way, the writing in this,
It's
chef's
so
kiss.
bad.
So good. So what are you talking about, Kirsche? Have you ever read Tumblr before? This is the best. Here we go.
Lust is a journey of 1,000 steps that begins with a kiss.
Wow. They sound so stiff and like just not believable, man.
Well, they're in love, Kirsche. They're in love and lust.
Lust?
Like you could at least make it more believable, right? Like put some oomph in it, put some emotion in it. Even if you're working with like a shitty script, you could at least be like, lust is a journey of 1,000 steps that begins with a kiss. You know, like I'm just doing this like on the fly, right? And it sounds like more believable and less stiff than these people in the video game getting paid for it.
Well, you're right. But the controversy around this is like the romance aspect of this. We see straight love. We see girl on girl love. We see boy on boy love, I believe.
And this, I'm gonna get angry. I have to. People are defending this because Assassin's Creed is like, well, we have a canon mode. In our canon mode, there's no romance options, but we wanted to have the romance options in there for player choice. Where have we heard that before? Where have we heard the player choice line before? Oh, I don't know, maybe Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. They're going to be stuffing in all of this ideologically driven schlock under the guise of player choice. And it's like, we don't need your headcanon. We don't need your fan fiction. We don't need your fap fiction as an alternate route in a video game. If I'm playing Final Fantasy X and I want to masturbate to Titus, I can do that on my own time, all right? Like, you don't have to be like, all right, well, canonically, he might get with Yuna, but we're going to have all these side stories where maybe he can get with Wakka, or maybe he can have a polycule with Wakka and Lulu, and then Lulu never has a baby because she's a strong woman. Why would she do that? Or maybe he just gets gangbanged by the entire Blitzball team. Let's just, it's player choice, and that's why you little gamers will defend it. You'll defend that it's player choice, won't you, like good little gamers? Makes me so fucking mad, dude.
So Titus, huh?
I love Titus. He is like a super himbo, dude. He's so cute. He's so loyal. He's kind of dumb. I love him.
I can tell. I can tell for sure. Oh my god. All right. Well, we also have some more romance here. And this is Yasuke sleeping with Oda Nobunaga's sister, Oichi, in Assassin's Creed Shadows.
I cannot believe that they did this to his sister, man. Like,
now, why is this? Can you tell everybody why this is a big deal?
Oichi was basically like known for her loyalty to her husbands. Like, she didn't, I think it was like over a decade or something that she didn't remarry. I could be remembering incorrectly because like I'm not the best at brain meeting, but like she was known for her loyalty. So the fact that they're putting in this game that she just got like dicked down by some random fucking guy is why? How could you, like, again, this is just fan fiction, and they're gonna hide behind it's just player choice. You don't have to do it. If you don't want to see it, you don't have to do it. And it's like, that's not the point. You put this fan fiction in the video. You couldn't just make a game that was about, a samurai in this time period. You had to try and hide behind historical accuracy, and then you threw that all out the window by listening to people who lie, by listening to people who think that the boy love homosexual basking in the glory relationships between adults and adolescent boys was a good thing. It's just this whole, it's upsetting to say the least. Like, I can't even put into words.
Let's take a look at this scene and see what happens.
Here we are, alone at last. Yet I don't know what to say.
I do. Someone once said it like this: you are a daimyo's daughter, and I am just a samurai.
Not just? Never just.
Let's enjoy the moment. Gamer's choice.
Lady Oichi, I have learned something in my battles. Time is a veil. Tomorrow is an illusion.
And all we have left is here and now.
It was like, there's that cat.
Cat face.
When he wakes up in the morning after a little wing wom slim slam over here. Gets up.
And of course, she's just gone because, why would she stay? The lady known for loyalty to her husband, clearly sneaking around behind his back.
Out the door.
Like, I made the joke, like, they probably, since they're already using all the lies about Yasuke being a samurai in the first place, they're probably going to try and claim, like, oh yeah, you know, if people didn't find out about the lies, it was Lady Oichi at Yasuke. They definitely had a secret romance that nobody knew about, and that's how Africans have claim to Japanese history and Japanese culture. You don't have any idea how far back Africans are implicated in Japan's history.
Well, Japan is not happy about this.
Oh yeah.
And here, this is a great post. Why are so many Japanese angry about Oichi and Yasuke's affair? It says Oichi, and Grums does a really good job breaking this down. He bangs Oichi, Nobunaga's sister. 18 emperors are descended from her. Mm-hmm. Right? Tell us again. Ubisoft did this in a respectful way. Research of Japan. And here's the line right here. This is it. It's an insult to the Japanese imperial family. Here's the lineage right here, which is, but hey, Assassin's Creed, wang bang, you know, that's where we're at.
Yeah. I plan on watching it on my stream tomorrow, but there was a politician who actually like gave a bit of a, I don't want to say speech, but he like talked about this on an official government capacity floor, and somebody did English translation for it. So I plan on watching that whole thing because I am very interested.
Yeah, we actually have that pulled up. And as far as watching the whole thing, we have a brief summary of that, which we'll get to in just a little bit. But Yasuke is not done banging. There's a lot of banging going on in this game. There's the samurai having a relationship with a non-binary person because, you know, historically accurate.
I do not think I have ever seen you quite so tongue-tied.
Not yet, at least. I hope you aren't easily chilled.
What?
Do you think someone might? Yes.
Maybe.
Do you care?
Not at all.
Did you notice the look at the camera?
I already have that as an emote in my Discord server. I did not know that line is what preceded that face. Holy shit.
Fourth wall breaking right there. Oh my
Very
God.
fourth wall breaking.
I have a question. I think the real question to all this is, how many fucking children does Yasuke have just roaming around?
Fucking PlayStation 2 characters had more lip movement in kisses than the people in this game. As how have you regressed that far in like 3D model capturing? But this is where like they get one thing historically accurate. If they're going to promote Yasuke as a samurai, the consultant they had on the game, Sachi Schmidt Hori, she wrote Tales of Idolized Boys, which explores the male-male love in medieval Japanese Buddhist narratives. And it's something called the Chigo system, where like young adolescent boys would be placed in the care of monks, and the monks would have sex with the boys. And one of my favorite lines from this book was, Chigos were given the opportunity to bask in the homoerotic energy inside and outside of their home institutions as idolized boys. And so they had somebody who spoke very fondly of these kinds of relationships in the past, and samurai had a similar system to the Chigo system with monks called Shudo. And so they would have like a young adolescent boy that they would have as a trainee, and they would, teach them the ways of the samurai and also fuck them. And so them having like the, homosexual relationships with Yasuke actually makes sense. That's the one thing that they unfortunately got correctly. And I think that they, them in the cutscene, his name is Ibuki. Mm-hmm. And one of the translations of Ibuki is sprout, which is also a slang term for a young person. Ooh. So it's a very interesting thing you decided to do there, Ubi Slop.
Nice little tie-in, huh?
No,
As it sounds like.
nice.
Clever. All right. I mean, it's truly unbelievable what's happening with this game. But let's continue, because let's talk about the response to Assassin's Creed Shadows. The reviews are out, both from a access media perspective and also from a consumer or customer perspective. But before we even get to that, this is from Bounding in the Comics. Ubisoft dev confirms high stakes for Assassin's Creed Shadows. The game performs moderately, we're really in trouble.
Good.
So it's got to do well. And that's pretty much what you need to take from that. The question is it going to do well? I talked to my insider from a retail perspective, and they said that it was charting from a pre-order perspective. It's bumped up recently, and the time off, the delays that they had actually benefited greatly.
How? Unironically, how?
I think that the delays. So I have a theory about this. When it comes to the delays, I think the game 6 months ago was drastically different than what it is now, right? But maybe not drastically, but let's just say it's 15% different than what it is now. Okay. I think we'll never see that, how it was changed, and whether that was pulling Yasuke back in the story or adding or deleting some content, we'll never know, right? But I think that was definitely done after the initial blowback, because if this game was going to be released in October like it was supposed to be released, it would have fallen flat on its face. But they've kind of gone in and look, credit is where credit's due, right? Ubisoft has heard the criticism from Japan. Now, have they corrected everything? Obviously not, but they at least attempted to put some water on the flames a little bit. Is it enough to save their company? I don't know. And honestly, I don't think so. I think this whole deal with Tencent, where they're going to be taking different brands and IPs from Ubisoft and combining them with Tencent, I think that's going to happen. And Ubisoft, as we know it, will totally change, and they're just going to put on a new change of clothes and call it a new company. So we'll see kind of how this goes. But they are definitely paying people to play this game, including this dude, which, Kirsche, I know you're a big fan of this guy right here, huh?
Oh boy, why is he showing his arm pussy?
Yeah, he's got a strong arm pussy going on. I've never heard that called that before, but thank you, Kirsche. Oh my gosh. And by the way, this is a guy who lives a very modest life, right? I've learned so much about this guy in the last year. It's insane. He lives a very modest life. Why, he doesn't need the money? What are we talking about? It's silly. So they're definitely paying this out. And Savvy points out, says they paid him to stream this. They really want to keep burning money. What was the price, do you think? Like, legitimately, how much do you think?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Probably quite a lot of money, and I'm sure he's making money off the pre-order link as well. Oh, Craig died.
Rip.
What the hell happened there?
I think this is the new improved Craig.
What the hell? Where did I go? Do you hear me?
Yeah, we
hear you, but you're like color blocked out of your mind.
What is going on with this? All right, just hello.
Hey, you're back.
Okay, weird. All right, well, let's see how the game is performing right now. Right now, it has over on Steam 41,000 players, and that's about at its peak right now. And this will pick up as it goes into the weekend. I notoriously overshot my expectations for Dragon Age Veilguard. I thought that would cap at about 150,000 players. Didn't even go anywhere close to that. Kirsche, where do you think this will go from a PC perspective?
I'm not sure. I think it was Grums as well, tweet out that Assassin's Creed Shadows is now like second on the Steam purchase list as well. So there are a fuck ton of people buying this, which, like, again, unfortunately, as much as we joke about who's going to buy this, like, there are a lot of gamers that will buy a lot of schlock, and they will not care how bad it is. They will still just want to play it.
Yeah, they're not.
I always struggle with like, yeah, sure, I could buy the game and I could show it off on stream, but I still feel bad like about spending money on these kinds of people. So I don't.
They're not. A lot of these people are normies. They're not perpetually online. They see Assassin's Creed, they want to buy Assassin's Creed, right?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, and I was actually talking to a couple dads last night, and they're like, oh yeah, Assassin's Creed coming out, and like I love Assassin's Creed, and they're like, oh, okay. I was like, okay,
I
so
loved Assassin's Creed a decade ago. Is the response to that?
the guy goes, I love Assassin's Creed Pirate. I was like, you mean Black Flag? He's like, yeah, Black Flag. So,
oh man,
that's kind of what we're dealing with here. But what about the reviews here? And this was very interesting to see. Which, hey, this is exactly what you'd expect. Here's a nice little list from Cortex over on X. It says, if you're wondering which publications accepted money from Ubisoft to review Assassin's Creed Shadows positively, it's all of them. All positive reviews regurgitated with the same return to form rhetoric verbatim. In addition to Ubisoft, all these media shills need to be canceled. And you can see literally down the line, a return to form, return to form, return to greatness, return to form, return to form, return to form. That's crazy. Now I'll say this. I've been on that side. You guys got to understand. I've been in those rooms, right? I don't think Assassin's Creed or Ubisoft has paid these companies to review their games. I want to be really clear on that. But not from a monetary standpoint. I do think that there is a wink, wink, nudge, nudge when it always comes back to access, right? You want the game earlier, you want that exclusive interview, you want that tidbit for your outlet. Okay, well, look, we're going to provide you with the game as well as whatever. And here's a hoodie, by the way, and here's some other fun stuff that you can get for reviewing the game. You get some sort of press kit. So it's called a press kit, right? And they send you a bunch of shit. Now, included in that press kit, which a lot of people don't know, is there's oftentimes a bullet pointed like features list. Here are the things in this game, right, that we would love for you to check out. And it's written by a PR company or whatever. And oftentimes in that, when you see something that says a return to form or return to form or return to form, this 1000% was on that bulleted PDF that they got that said, hey, this is a return to form for Assassin's Creed, a return to form. And wouldn't it be great if you mentioned that in your review? But it's never like you're going to. But
I mean, we kind of have the same thing like as streamers when we get given like a docket when we're promoting a game that we're paid for, is they give us like bullet points of like, hey, here are some talking points that would help sell the game. Like, you don't have to say these things. If you do, just like word it however you normally would. But these are, some talking points that we would like if you mentioned.
Yes. I think that's something that, man, when you talk about like transparency and reviewing games, that is something that should be included in this. The idea that your Assassin's, like whatever game it is, those talking points should be included because everyone gets that PDF, everyone gets that memo. It should 100% be listed so people can see.
I agree.
I mean, that's something that should be pushed for. Just thought of that now, and I mean, it's like, yeah, that makes total sense. I'd like to see that. But Cabrutus over on X, I think this is a great tweet. Return to form. Like this, fucking brilliant. I don't even know how to do this shit. How do you do this? How do you make this?
You just like Google search for a special Twitter text, and then you type in whatever you want, and then it gives you it in like the special text.
Oh, that's the coolest fucking thing ever. Anyways, it's like, straight out of the Matrix, right? This was probably the one that caught most people's eyes, was VG247, who gave Assassin's Creed Shadows a perfect score. They rank on 100. They gave it 100.
What the fuck?
In their review, it says, there are problems with Assassin's Creed Shadows for sure. Well, color me crazy, Kirsche, but if there's problems in a game,
it usually wouldn't get 100.
Yes. Is it a perfect game if there's problems in a game?
It's perfect from an ideological standpoint, and that's all that matters, Craig.
That's right. Wow, it's amazing. But it's so fun to play. It tells a gripping story, and there's so much sense of progress and reward for every little thing You do.
I bet there is a sense of progress while Yasuke's doing some gripping, eh?
That's right. I still think that he's got like 17 kids running around after the game. You know, just dipping his wick in everything that moves. It's just like, wow. I don't even understand. I don't understand how you can have a game that is perfect, but still has problems. Doesn't make sense to me at all. But I'll also say this. Over on Steam, the game has a very positive score from the users, and that is the most important thing here, right? Now, never mind that I guarantee they don't have any chance of actually going through and playing this and beating it and seeing how much time they have in the game. But whether it's recommended or not, it does have a positive, very positive score. So good for Assassin's Creed. I think that's a really good thing.
That's so depressing that it has a positive score, man.
I mean,
we'll
to
see
be
where it
fair,
goes. Because
though,
I do think that the game.
Well, people who go and play the game like day one, really, really like off the bat, those are going to usually be like the super fans and stuff. So the most positive reviews are going to be the first ones out. Give it like a week to see what happens. You know, all the normies come play over the weekend and stuff and see where the reviews start to fluctuate. Just my opinion.
Yeah.
I guess. I just don't have, much faith in people at this point.
People, yeah, I hear that. I hear that, Kirsche. Well, here we just have this from Blabs. Blabs said it said IGN Cope.
Yeah.
Kind of walk us through what you're thinking here, Blabs.
Okay, so there's 2 articles. Actually, there's like a shit ton of articles written by IGN about Assassin's Creed in the last 24 hours. But I just thought the titles were very much a bit of a copium. So one title was Assassin's Creed Shadows sets a high bar for Ghost of Yotai, which is the upcoming Ghost of Tsushima spin-off, if you will. So already they're like, setting the high bars, guys. This game's amazing. And then if you look at the next article, the other title is also the same type of attitude. 10 times Assassin's Creed changed history, meaning like it's a bit of a copium of how they completely changed everything for Shadows. So like, oh, it's been done before. It's fine. So yeah, huge copium.
It's all fiction. Why do you care?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's the one thing here is that when you have a game that's historically accurate, you have Access Media running cover for you here. It's like, oh, it's been done many times before. It's okay.
Yeah. So there you go. Shout out IGN. They're really doing like some serious damage control over there. There's a lot of articles. Running
coverage, yeah. Kirsche, you mentioned in the Japanese Parliament the hearing that was had about this game. Just the idea that they had a hearing about this game. We're not going to watch this, but I do have like Cliff Notes version of this.
It's fascinating to me. Like, I wish we could get, sort of cultural stuff taken this seriously in our country. Because a lot of people will just be like, oh, this is for children. Like, this doesn't really matter. Like, we got to focus on things that are actually important. And it's like, culture is important, hugely important. And even if it's not something you personally like consuming, you have to understand how it can be used as a tool for your opposition. And if you just throw the baby out with the bathwater, you're giving your opposition an opportunity to push what they want in culture instead. And you're just going to resign yourself to complaining as you lose over and over and over. So I really respect the fact that they take their culture and their history as seriously as they do to talk about something like a video game at a professional level like this.
Well, here's a brief summary, and I don't want to ruin this for you, Kirsche. If you don't want to go over the summary of it, have you seen this before?
I have not. No, give me the summary. I'm perfectly happy with that.
Well, here's the summary right here from the parliamentary discussion on Assassin's Creed Shadows. Hiroyuki Kata reviewed early gameplay footage of Assassin's Creed Shadows and raised concerns about the game, a shrine altar being destroyed in the game, a shrine from his home district appearing without permission to use its name. In response, Vice Minister of Economy, Trade, and Industry stated that unauthorized use of real-world locations is unacceptable. Kata then pointed out the risk of the game encouraging real-world vandalism, noting that some tourists have climbed shrine torii gates and committed graffiti. This kind of cultural disrespect is unacceptable. Prime Minister Ishibe responded, graffiti on shrines is absolutely unacceptable. Japan will not simply remain silent on such issues, and showing respect for local cultures should be common sense. Yes.
And like, considering Ubisoft railed about how they had cultural consultants and how they were, consulting to make sure everything was accurate because it's a historically accurate game, the bare minimum they could have done is go to, the shrine owners and be like, we want to use your location in this game and we want to be respectful to the history and the cultural significance of this, because Japan's a different culture than we are in the West, right? I don't think you have to ask to use locations in the West in your game, but if that's something that the Japanese culturally care about, regardless of whether you're touting your game as being, culturally sensitive, I feel like that's something that you should do, even if you think it's silly, because you want to use their culture for your game. And the fact that they didn't, I think, shows they just didn't care. And then after all of this came out and they didn't even try to make any sort of amends with it, doubly shows that they don't care. Because if they weren't trying to claim to be like culturally sensitive and historically accurate, again, I don't think most people would care or even notice about like a shrine destruction, because it's something that happens in every single game. You just destroy things in the environment. And so I wonder exactly what Japan is going to do about this necessarily.
Well, I know what Ubisoft has done from this conversation, and that is instituted a day one patch for Assassin's Creed Shadows, preventing defacing shrines amid concern from Japanese politicians about real life copycats. So,
interesting.
Yes, they have acted here for sure. And Savvy says, did you do a journalism and ask why they felt the need to issue the patch? Did you do the bare minimum and ask if they feel bad over it? Didn't, did you? No, of course they didn't.
Of course not.
And Ubisoft wouldn't respond either. But
probably not.
They have gone in and made that patch, and now you cannot destroy said shrines with a day one patch over at Assassin's Creed Shadows. So good luck with that, you vandals. So there you go. That is Assassin's Creed Shadows in a nutshell. And I don't know if we'll ever talk about it again on the channel. It was so much. It was so much.
It's a lot. And I'm sure we're going to be hearing a lot about the game over the next week or two.
Mm-hmm. Yes, 1000%. All right. We are going to go to our call-in just a little bit. But we got to get to some Super Chats. But before we do, one of the things that we struggled with, and Blabs, this is what I wanted to share with you. Okay, this is the secret that I had for you. Okay, one of the things that we struggled with the call-in is transitioning our audience over from YouTube and Rumble over to sidescrollersplus.com. Right, we've got over 300 members over there, which is amazing, and we encourage you to head over there right now. Once again, use promo code FoxLady right now to support Kirsche. Or you could use promo code Plus and get a discount as well on an annual membership. I encourage you to do that right now. So I was trying to get creative about what is a fun way for us to transition our show from being over here on YouTube and Rumble over to Plus Labs. And we had this graphic here that we put up, and we'd say, hey, we're going over there right now. And that's been okay. But I thought that I would use technology and create a theme song to help bring people over.
So that's what that is in a document. Okay.
Yeah. Now, initially I was like, hey, I want to get the messaging across. It's important people support us over on Plus, right? What they get. And I used AI this morning, specifically Suno, to create some songs for us. Okay. And we're going to pick today which song we're going to use moving forward.
Forever?
Maybe not forever, but for the time being, okay? So, Kirsche, I would love to get your thoughts. This first one, not my favorite, kind of bland, but it's kind of like got a 2000s punk style feel to it, okay? So let's see how this goes.
It's just static. Yeah, is that just? It's just.
You can't hear it?
No.
We're just sitting there like, is this supposed to be?
I was like, it is punk. It's got a long intro.
It's very static. Rock on, Craig.
Yeah. I thought I was like, oh, okay, cool. But I thought you guys could hear things out of my headphones because I was playing it off the playing it off my website.
Instead, we heard what was between your headphones.
Right. Okay. Let me pull this up. Let me go ahead and remove this really fast, and then let me go ahead. I got to remove something from our giant list of assets here. 1 second. Here we go. Okay. The wait hopefully will be worth it. I got to upload it. But okay, so we got this one.
We can play my theme song in the meantime from earlier in the show.
I could. Is it the cat? The cat that's counting? Meow. All right. So this first one it's not, like I said, it's not my favorite, but it's definitely has its own flair. Let's take a listen.
It's less punk and more like dad rock.
Yeah.
Some basic bitch intro to an anime.
Now I just want to watch the Digimon movie.
Okay. Not my favorite.
No.
Not my favorite. Not my favorite. I was like, that was the first result, and I was like, it didn't work very well, right? But then I started thinking, I was like, well, look, we have like just telling people sometimes isn't enough why it's important. So then I thought maybe I needed a softer approach. So then I came up with this. Hands in the air.
Death Cab for Cutie.
A little softer approach, but
This is the end of today's side scrollers.
Why is it so sad?
Now is the time to become a Plus member. You get our post show and all our shows early. If you don't become members, a starving kid in Africa will die.
Okay, I like this one now.
So I thought like maybe adding some sort of threat at the end. In this case, a starving kid in Africa will die if people don't become Plus members. Does this work?
You have to put something that people care about, though, if it's going to be a threat.
Oh. Well, I mean, it continues. No, it doesn't. Okay. So where are we at right now with that, Blabs? Which one do you like more?
I don't like any of them.
What? Are you kidding me? You don't like
I'm dead serious. The first one is a generic basic bitch thing going on. The second one is extremely like, what is that?
Okay.
Like,
Okay,
no.
Well, maybe you'll like this one. Maybe you'll like this one, Blabs. Okay. I thought maybe I need to liven it up a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay.
Help.
All right. This one is built around mariachi music. Let's see how this goes.
This is the end of today's side scroller.
It's Jose's theme song.
Become a Plus member.
You got to listen though, Blabs. Listen. The words are the most important part.
Jose.
Our post show and all our shows early. If you don't become members, a child in the Congo may accidentally fall into a wood chipper on their way to school.
But what if we want that to happen? You're promoting people not subscribing to you.
Oh, a child in the Congo will fall in a wood chipper on their way to school. I mean, why the hell not? It continues, and this is probably the best part of it.
Oh, their way to school, their way to school, via a post show. And all our shows early. If you don't become members, a child.
I can't even vibe to this, man.
It's Jose Ramirez.
Okay. So I wanted to do more, but I used all my AI monies out on.
Oh no!
So maybe we'll go back to the drawing board, and I'll try to figure out some more AI tunes.
See, now you definitely have to play my AI tune because it's more of a bop than all of those.
Okay, let's pull up your AI tunes. Is this the one you shared with us earlier?
Yeah, in the private chat.
Okay, let's see here. Let's check out this bop here. Now, I don't think this will be our post-show song, but hey, I like it. Let's give this a go and see what happens here.
Bingo bango tango mango
There's an
made it.
actual disgusting fascism supporting white supremacist VTuber on this platform. After disgusting lies about immigrants and LGBT people belong nowhere with a platform. Fuck Trump and anyone he loves and likes, immigrants and trans. People all ruining your life. Capitalism is fuck you for regurgitating conservatism. Capitalism is a cancer.
Is this individual implying that Trump personally loves and likes you?
Moving up in the world.
What's it saying?
I'm Trump's top guy.
Pretty good. Pretty good beat.
That's fucking banging for AI, man. I
Pretty
fucking laughed when I first saw it.
Pretty good. Well,
You
I'll tell
know
you
who we
that.
should get to do a song? We should get Flawed to rap something.
Yeah, I know, but here's the thing. I don't think Flawed will say anything bad about like a kid in Africa getting.
Have you
eaten by a
asked
lion.
him? He totally would. He'd be like, yeah, screw all
I
them
mean-
N-words.
Fuck them
whatever
kids in
they're doing."
Africa.
Yeah, it's all like threatening children dying in some way, shape, or form should definitely be a part of the push to drive people to Side Scrollers Plus. Just saying.
Right.
So,
Someone
anyway.
said clip that. the fall of Stuttering Craig.
I'm just saying, I think it's an important part of the process. You know, that's very out of context, but I appreciate that, and I fully endorse what he just said. So,
Yikes.
anyways, I just wanted to see what you thought about all that. Maybe we'll, we're just workshopping ideas here.
Yeah, it needs some more workshop, but it's not done baking.
Yeah, you're right. Got to put a little more flour in there, maybe a little more sugar. So, all right, let's get to your super chats because I'm sure you guys have a lot to say. And once again, I encourage you. I hope we have time for a post show today. I don't want to miss 2 days in a row, but you guys have been incredibly generous with your support, and we're going to read every super over 10 today, and every other super after that. Or under that, we will do some sort of square up and just let you know how much we appreciate you guys. Your support directly supports us and Kirsche, whether it's over here on Side Scrollers or on Side Scrollers Plus. Once again, use promo code FoxLady for a discount over there. All right, let's start with Aiden over here. Hey, had a fun night at AAC for Mexican night during the Stars game 2 nights ago. I was on TV for Telemundo and showed off my serape poncho or syrup. I left a link in the Discord. Thank you very much, Aiden. Appreciate that. I'll be heading to a Stars game tonight. Koi Kitsu says, got friend who works for Greenpeace. She told me the lawsuit will likely end the org. Feel bad for her. Genuinely don't want to live in a pod, but I don't want a CPT planet villain to be in charge either.
Koi Kitsu's got a cute ginger cat boy as his profile picture. I don't know what he means by Captain Planet evil guy in charge.
Captain Planet, he's a hero. Blabs,
I learned that Ted Turner made Captain Planet the other day.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
I didn't know that. Ted Turner owns so much shit.
So let's go with Fire Sky right here, Blabs.
When these companies start failing, we need to be the ones to buy them out, not Tencent. Yeah.
Agreed.
The Titter Pig Rancher for 20 says, the postmodernist elite aren't insane. They follow the credo. When I am weak, I appeal to you for freedom, as that is according to your principles. When I am strong, I deny you freedom, as this is according to my principles.
Yep.
Thank you very much. Marius says that mushroom dialogue was created using Windows Narrator. Nobody will convince me otherwise. Anthony says, did they forget to put in the real voiceovers and left in the placeholders that develop use dead grandma could do better? Damn.
True.
Jesus Louise.
I'm just curious to see how the Japanese audio sounds. I'm hoping it's a bit better.
All right.
Dark Sith says, last time Kirsche was on, I was flabbergasted. No one asked for the ketchup bottle shake. Please, thank you, and you're welcome, chat.
There it is.
I'll give you the ketchup shake. I had the bottle here.
Hey, total side note. Did you yesterday Blabs got totally she got tomfooled.
I got tomfooled. That was the first one to realize it was fake.
Right. Did you see the whole clear ketchup thing? I'm sure you talked about it like a year ago. Did you see that good being passed around the internet again?
Yeah, I mean, even if it was real, it'd be gross. I wouldn't want to eat it.
No interest. No.
Nope. Even as a kid, I didn't like the colored ketchup. I thought it was gross. No colored ketchup. No, thank you.
Go ahead, Black.
Wait, let's move on. The Twitter Pig says the useful idiots of the postmoderns aren't insane either. They just have no worldview. They will subscribe to any ideology that justifies the moral turpitude of their core values, envy, and pride.
Absolutely.
Tigran says, regarding the bad English voices, this is just a theory, but it might be related to SAG after strikes, which are still going to this day. Oh, interesting. Ian says, imagine waiting to see if there was a post-credit cutscene.
I know. Just waiting.
That's how they drag it out so long, because they know we're trained to wait for that stuff.
2 hours later. Mario says, credit scroll is longer than the main campaign. Oof. Gwamba says, Oichi is venerated for her loyalty to her husband and sacrificed so that her kids could live on. Her bloodline still does. It's like if Ubisoft made NTR as Fox of Anne Frank or Joanne of Arc.
They've actually tried saying that Joan of Arc was a trans woman. They've already tried rewriting Joan of Arc's history.
Wild.
Oh, God.
Retro says, Ubisoft is slowly but surely erasing Tom Clancy's name and legacy from the company due to conspiracies surrounding Clancy's death. Ubisoft is no longer the company that gave us Rayman and Rainbow Six. Read there. The Rice says, oh no, the daimyo was assassinated. Who could have done this? Guard, did you see who did this? Yeah, the lonely blonde guy. Thank you. For that one. Wasp says, remember when Ubisoft did Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon? Can we go back to those, please?
Dude.
I played that for the first time a few months ago. That game fucking slapped. That was so much fun.
Dude, Blood Dragon is spectacular. Straight out of the 80s. It's great, man. Oof, love it.
John says, TMNT Shredder's Revenge had better rap with Japanese influencers than Assassin's Creed Shadows.
The World Ends With You had better rap too.
Casual Redacted says, remember in Brotherhood how the Borgias were incestuous? History has it as recorded rumor. So Assassin's Creed doing it is historical fiction based on history. Now look at what they are doing. Thank you very much. Making sure I'm not missing any 10s. Bullet says, thank you, Foxu, for pointing out the Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 point on my player choice is such a subversive tactic and will be hand-waved by lazy gamers with no spine.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 since it dropped. I feel like the player choice is just something to hide behind, and I feel disappointed so many people have been defending it.
Bike Short says, I remember during the Assassin's Creed 3 days when everyone was talking about how sick it would be if they did Assassin's Creed in Japan. One monkey paw curl later, we get the slap. A slam dunk concept, but they ruined it.
It should have literally been free money, like blindfolded, walking into stacks of gold, and they managed to screw it up.
Ghost of Aces says, the real leaders in this era of Japan kept Yasuke around as basically a court sideshow. It's sad how much they have changed. They had to change history like this. Thank you.
But at least we have that article from IGN letting you know that this is not the first time.
You see, what makes me wonder is if we can see them changing history before our eyes that we actually know is false, how much have they changed previously that we don't know about because we weren't there to, like, either witness it or know that it's being changed in real time?
Man, what a phenomenal question. That's something that I've actually asked this whole total side note, this whole JFK thing, everything that came out, last few days. And it's not like there's important stuff in there, right? But it's not like this is the person who shot him, right? And this is why. I get that, right? But for them saying like, hey, the CEI effectively did this, right? Doesn't that make you question literally everything over the last...
Not only that, but it
go
also
ahead.
makes you wonder why in 1998 was everything slated to be able to be declassified and released, except for any mentions of Israel or Israel intelligence or the Mossad. It's like, that's a little weird that they were like, we can declassify and release all of this as long as you don't mention this one specific thing.
Right.
Bantam says, this game is atrocious. I lasted 1.4 hours, then went uninstalled and refunded. No thank you. I'd rather challenge Kirsche's mom to a bar fight. Japan senators are quite angry about this game. David says, remember that scene in T2 when Arnold tries to smile? That's how those love scenes feel like. Thank you for that one. All right. Titter Pig says, I have so many problems with this. Postmodern historians overplay the pederastic nature of mentorships with whether ancient Japan, Greece, or anyone else. Also, the younger would never have initiated as the game portrays. Thank you for that. X8 says the game's second release was the same week as Monster Hunter Wild. They would have been destroyed beyond recognition. I agree with that. The new day saved them because the Monster Hunter hype is about to cool down. Kratos says, why the crap was all this romance in a game about assassinating people? Is he an assassin or a hoe? Must be self-inserts by all them Tumblr devs.
You gotta slang that schmeat, you know?
Yeah, for real. Let me scroll. Ian says, Craig had some major problems with the AI music. 10 on 10.
I liked it. I liked the music until Blabs didn't.
Oh, okay. So I make the decisions. Future for 10 says, I wish I knew how to make video games. I would make first-person Kirsche. Commies have invaded, and as a patriotic American foxu, you get to take those red bastards out. Inspired by Rabbit Rocket launch from the original Shadow Warrior, I would include a killer Kirsche cannon. Yes, the abbreviation of that is an intentional joke.
It'll be like the Alex Jones game.
I had to modify that so StreamYards would allow that in. Rod says, about Assassin's Creed Shadows, Cabrutus notes the mainstream media has used again the return to form comment on their reviews. Truly bad for Ubisoft. Assassin's Creed was a favorite franchise of mine. Thank you very much. What's up? All right, Tubby for 10 says, at Assassin's Ass Creed, am I right? Get this gay shit out of here. Just
you gotta read it with more oomph, Blabs.
You want to try? You want to be Tubby?
You're gonna be like, SS Creed, am I right? Get this gay shit out of here. Just play Onimusha games to get hyped for Way of the Sword next year, tubbers. Samanosuke and Jubei are my wiggers. Gang, gang, tubs out.
It's pretty good. Can't do that. I'm too late for that. Warrior. Go on.
I was gonna say, my Steam group that I'm in with a bunch of friends is the Aunt Jemima Hood beatdown, so you know I got the spirit in me.
Yes. Okay. Warrior for 10 says they put a Japanese accent on a speak and spell. Thank you. Secret comes back and says, since Kirsche mentioned The World Ends With You, here's your reminder that game has a song that's about sex and cream pies. You're welcome.
Yes.
The more you know. All right, we are caught up, I believe, with all the 10s. And there we go. Became a Plus member. Alias cover name. Great username.
It was wonderful. All right, we are going to head over for a couple minutes and do a call-in with you guys. You guys can share whatever you want. Guys, if we didn't get to your Super Chat today, just know we greatly appreciate it. Your support is supporting Side Scrollers and Kirsche. Head over to Side Scrollers Plus. We got a bunch of great stuff happening over there. Bunch of great videos. We got our Yasuke simulator gameplay going on over there for exclusively for members. We got a bunch of we're calling it side dishes. That's our food stuff, like side scrollers, side dishes. Get it? So meet us over there and see. We got puns and stuff. Head over to Side Scrollers Plus right now. Use promo code Plus or Fox Lady and join us over there. Looking forward to seeing you guys there. With that said, YouTube, have a I'm sorry. Rumble, you guys have a great day. No, we should.
Congo.
Hey, it's time to go. Rumble, we'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Bye-bye, Rumble. You guys over on Kick, we'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Bye-bye, Kick.
Bye-bye.
And you guys hanging out over on, I love that, hanging out over on YouTube. You guys have a great day. Remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. See you guys later. Remember the kid in the Congo. Bye-bye.
Like a fart.